Welcome to Pull the Pin Already, a place where average veterans come to share their opinions on the world we live in. We can't guarantee you're going to like our opinions.
But we promise we're going to enjoy giving them to you.
I'm Jim.
And I'm Mike. Let's pull the pin.
All right, Mike. Where are we going today?
This is a hard topic to talk about. No, let's talk about the Senate hearings, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
You sure? You sure?
Yeah. It's something near and dear to your heart. I know that. So
with Amy Coney Barrett.
Yeah. Let's go with Amy Barrett. That'll be fine. Yeah.
Yeah. Or Amy. Amy, you remember Gorillas in the Mist? Amy, hungry. No, you remember that? All right. Anyway.
No.
Yeah, the monkey or the gorilla with the hand thing that talked for him. You don't remember that? I think it was Gorillas in the Mist.
No, that wasn't Gorillas in the Mist. No, Gorillas in the Mist was with Sigourney Weaver, I believe.
Didn't they have one gorilla that was a captive that they brought out there or something? Then what am I thinking?
No, I think it's another movie you're thinking of. I can't remember it right now, but I don't think that was Gorillas.
Oh, whatever.
Gorillas in the Mist was based on a true story. Yeah, I did say we wanted to talk about the Senate hearings.
So. Oh, right. Well, we could talk about that.
We done lost a couple right there, just so you know.
Right. Yeah, because that's the different Amy I was referring to. Okay, so
yeah.
What are we on, day 3 today, or when we're recording this now? By the time we're recording this, there's been day 3 or day 4 with it?
4.
All right, we'll go with 4. And I'm going to confess right up front, I did not see all of it. I just, there's a certain point where you just kind of get tired of it.
Yeah.
But you want to start?
For me, it's touching on that point right there. It's the same old show. And when I say that, I mean, just imagine if I was a diehard Republican senator and you were a diehard Democrat senator, and we are on that committee and we have to question them. Everyone should know by now the type of questions they're going to get from me. You know, if it's a Republican, right. I mean, if it's if it's a Republican and I'm a Republican, you know, it's going to be not so tough questions. Yeah. And the other side, they're going to ask tougher questions. And that's exactly what was there for me.
See, Mike, I'm not opposed to tough questions. I mean, I think the media and I think these hearings are designed for the tough questions.
Right.
So I'm not opposed to tough questions, but what I did see it's just it's the deception. It's the questions that have no relationship to whatsoever. Like I want to go back to what do they call the grandstanding in the beginning? What do they call that? The opening statements, I think. Is that what they call it?
Yeah.
And you could tell, obviously, like I said, we clearly laid out that the only reason that we would bash the Democrats is because they're the ones in the seat to be doing it. Right. If the roles reversed, we'd probably be talking about Republicans doing the same thing. But it just gets old and tiresome that how many opening statements I heard had nothing to do with Amy Coney Barrett. And everything was about Trump.
How many opening statements were there?
They went through, I think there were 6 or 7 that I saw.
Yeah.
For sure. But I mean, literally every Republican addressed Amy Coney Barrett. And then every Democrat bashed Trump or called this a farce, or it had nothing to do with her. It was just a grandstand. And like I said, I'm only bashing the Democrats because it's their opportunity right now.
Yeah.
But it just should highlight to the people out there that if you take either one of the sides, just not objectively, because obviously if you took it objectively, it'd be great. But if you just walked in line rank and file with your side just because of what you believe, you're a fool. You're just a fool because it's clear as day to see what they're doing.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And that's the most I can say about this is that grandstanding, I was like, what the hell does that have to do with her being nominated or appointed?
Right.
She hopes to be. And I a lot of stuff when they were talking about, like, was it yesterday or the day before, they were talking about the Affordable Care Act, also known as Obamacare. I was like, okay, that's good. And they asked her specific questions on how she would rule accordingly. And she answered that. But some of the other questions, like what you're referring to, is, to me, it was a jab at the current president. Hey, are you going to be rank and file with the president and make special deals with the president? I was like, okay, what do you expect her to say? Democrat?
Yes,
what do you expect her
yes,
to
I
say?
do.
Yeah,
Yes, I do.
yeah, we just
Well,
talked the other day. I was like, come on, man.
well,
Come on.
but you know what I find interesting, Mike? I mean, from an overall perspective, um, they thought they were going to make a fool of her, and she made a fool of them because she's professional. She was knowledgeable. She didn't fall into any of their traps.
Yeah, that's true. But when you're talking about going to that high level, I didn't see anything that was unexpected.
Well, sure, but that's what you're
You
talking
know what
about.
I mean?
You're talking about a
Yeah.
nominee that the president and many other people believe belongs in that role to do that specific role. So I don't think it would be exciting. It would probably be like a chess game.
Yeah.
Okay, so what would you expect her to say?
That's my favorite game. Yeah, you mentioned
Right,
that.
right. But only the people that play chess understand it. To
Yeah,
everybody else, it's
yeah,
boring.
yeah.
So when you get politicians in there like Dick Doofus, what's his name? Durbin? Got to be the dumbest guy I've ever seen in my life.
Mhm.
When you get guys like that, he's out of his league. He's clearly out of his league. His opening statement was full of lies, had nothing to do with what was going on.
Right.
And even his questions, I mean, he asked her a question like to trip her up, and she owned him. I mean, just like outright owned him. And then even what do you mean?
You want to know my take on it?
Go ahead.
I don't think they asked her a question with the intent of tripping her up, maybe hoping she got tripped up. But I think this is my takeaway from it all. And I should save it for the end, but they know she will be nominated. Well, not nominated, but she will be appointed. It's going to be confirmed and everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they're getting out their little jabs at the current administration, with the hopes of him not being reelected.
Yeah, but you can't.
That's all I saw from that.
Well, I understand their grandstand. They're doing the public display so they can get their little graph. But you can't tell me they're not playing for the soundbite, for that abortion.
Oh yeah,
they're playing for that soundbite.
Yeah. Well, no, I agree 100%. That's why I say they hope she does, but I think that they know at that level, once again, she's not. One, she's very intelligent. Two, they have to be very careful. And I say that because, once again, going back to chess, him nominating her was a serious, once again, a good chess move.
Right.
You know what I mean? Him nominating her was a good chess move. She's a woman. She's going to replace a woman. And do I say it? She has black children. Oh.
Oh, yeah, but they even called her out on that. But somehow she was doing, I don't know, she was caring for this child just to be a token. I something like that. I don't know.
Well,
even dumbass Durbin asked her about the George Floyd. He asked her about George. Did you see the George Floyd video? Like, you can't tell me he was just asking her because he wanted to know what the Supreme Court judge would rule on a George Floyd video. Obviously, she's not a YouTuber like us. She's not going to break down the video.
Why not, though? What's wrong with that question? That's still hot in the media nationwide. What's wrong with that question?
Because you can phrase it 100 different ways.
It's a good question.
I think you could phrase it 100 different ways.
Yeah, but he only did it one way.
Racial tension, Black Lives Matter. You can go 100 different ways. To ask her if she watched the video, and then when she came back with her answer, yeah, I've got a black child, and I had to, address this.
Okay, when she said that, what was your response? I could tell. I was driving at the moment, as you very well know. I could tell you what my response was.
Well,
show you.
Sure. Initially, what do you expect her to say? I mean, because he did exactly that. May have been the first time I seen her walk into the trap, but she still cleared it because she even talked about her daughter. It may affect her children, which right there signified to me that, her daughter can have any.
That's why I was like, one.
Yeah, that's why I said initially I thought she was walking into that trap, and then she just went. I just like, he's dumbass Durbin. I don't know. He's stupid.
Yeah, but okay, I'm not gonna say he's smart ass, but you calling him dumbass. Okay, let's get past that.
All right. Yeah.
Why do you say that?
I got to be above that. I got to be above that.
No, but whatever. I do the same thing. But why do you say that though? He has to ask those questions. You said you understand the tough questions. I don't personally, I didn't see it as a tough question for someone at that level, but I thought it was a good question.
Okay,
Really, I did.
In all fairness, I think the question itself probably could have been directed a different way. No worries though. I'm not even hung up on the question. I was really Durbin just ticked me off from his opening statements, and then when Cruz.
Thank you.
Cruz made a call.
Thank you for admitting that. First and foremost, thanks for admitting that.
Well, Cruz. Well, I mean, I think the question was directly. I mean, it could have been a whole lot better, but whatever. I don't think he's smart enough to come up with a better question. But Cruz went and called out the Democrats for not being there, and he's like, "We're in the middle of a COVID pandemic. They're all backstage watching from TV." And I'm sitting here like, "Well, what are these other idiots doing out here then? Catching COVID?
Yeah.
Really?"
Yeah.
It's just the stupidness that comes out of and he interrupted the whole meeting to say that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. The stupidity just baffles me. And these people are elected.
True.
And they're a representation of the people who elect them. So what am I supposed to think of those people?
No comment.
Exactly.
No
I will
comment.
refrain as well.
Yeah. And that's why I say people, they ridicule me for my political stance. And I'm like, okay, but I'm going to stay right where I am. Because when you have the majority two-party system and they agree on that one thing, if it doesn't involve national security, I question it. And the one thing they agree on is that that third party, no, that's a threat.
Right. Choice is actually a problem.
Yeah.
A dilemma we can live with, but choice is a problem. The people cannot choose. They have to pick between what we give them, but they cannot choose.
That's right.
Yeah.
You can't go outside that box right there. You can't. You
Right.
can't. And it's been that way for so many years, and I'm tired of it, man. I've seen too much. You know what I mean?
Right. So
you think she's going to be confirmed?
Well, I'm sure she's going to be confirmed, but let's the big elephant in the room. I think I don't know how much you heard of it, but is obviously the abortion issue. And I know I saw Feinstein ask her about it. And once again, Feinstein, out of her league, had to be explained on how it worked. But Feinstein made a comment about a decision that affects half the country. Now, I think what she meant to say is half of the country is women, where abortion is only applicable to, which then should piss off the transgender community because now those men that are saying they're women can no longer be considered for abortion issues.
Right.
But I don't understand how abortion affects half the country because I would believe that they would all have to be on board with abortion or need abortion.
Right.
So she kind of embellished that to make it sound like half of the country is interested in what you have to say about abortion. Now, she may be true in that statement, which I just gave, but she made it sound like half the country is going to be affected by your stance on abortion. You know what? The whole country is going to be affected by it for sure.
Thank you.
It's not half the country, but you get what I'm saying. She was just trying to be misleading, and that's the stuff that I laugh at. But once again, I'm only picking on her because number one, she's dumb. Not that there aren't dumb Republicans, but because they're the ones on the stage right now.
Understood. Yeah. Understood, Jim.
So how many more days is this?
You can't name one nominee during a Senate hearing where that question didn't come up.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. And you know why it came up? And as a matter of fact, I don't know if you saw this. I can't remember who she was talking to. But somebody brought it up about abortion. And she asked about the cases that have been solved. Like they're talking about like segregation. You know, are you going to revisit things that have been resolved? I forget the term, about like issues that have been resolved like segregation. And she tried to put abortion in there, the Roe v. Wade, as one of those cases. And I think Amy just snapped back at her and says, it hasn't been resolved because people have been contending it just like you are here. So she basically saying that you brought it up right now means it is in contention still. Yeah. So it is not one of those resolved decisions that need to be brought up or not.
Right.
So that's why I said she outsmarted her. And that's what happens when you go to work with half a toolbox, you end up having to borrow somebody else's tools.
Or someone will say that somebody or some group prepared Judge Barrett accordingly.
Well, you can say that, but also, which was pointed out by a Republican, he actually asked Amy to I'm sorry, Amy, if I offend you, because I know you're watching our show, but he asked her to show us her notes. And I don't know if you saw that when she lifted up her empty notepad, because she isn't taking notes. So even if somebody prepared her, there's a lot of hearings with no notes. I think she's on her game.
Yeah.
So
there's no need to take notes.
Yeah, I don't think she's.
I give her kudos for that.
Yeah, I think she's a very intelligent person.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, once again, depending on which side of the fence you're on, name one up there who's not.
Well,
when you talk about their job, when it comes to the law.
Let's think for a second. Let's think of the dynamics. Think of the dynamics. You got a woman, right? Okay, that's one of the parties in the gender problem. You've got a lady who adopted children. So now, the abortion thing, maybe. You got a woman who adopted a black child. So now the racist thing. I mean, you've got a Christian woman who has values. That's the only thing I can see why people hate her. They can't hate her for having children. They can't hate her for adopting a black child. They could try. So when I say, when I say, you know what I mean, an intelligent person couldn't.
Yeah, I got you.
So the only thing they could really challenge her on is if they're anti-religion and want to call her on that.
Or if they want to challenge her on some of the decisions she made in the past.
No, that's not happening.
I haven't heard anything. Yeah, I know.
None of that's happening. That's what you would expect from a hearing, but that's not happening. Yeah.
Hey, let's go back to this case where you ruled on it. You ruled on it and said ABC 1, 2, 3, whatever.
There was a couple,
but they don't do that.
There was a couple I heard, and I don't know if it was Feinstein, one of the whatever that Frankenstein lady is. She did repeat something. It was one of them. I can't remember who it was. I'm so sorry. I just can't. 3 days, 4 days. I don't know. They asked her about one of the things she did cite. One, she slammed back and said, "You're taking that way out of context." And on another one, she had said that she actually apologized. She's like, "Look, that's not what it was intended. If that's the way you interpreted that or took that, that's not the way I intended it." So there was some examples of them, going after what she wrote.
Yeah. One thing I did like about it is how she always referenced how we don't make the laws.
Right. Which is interesting. I don't know if you watch
when she was
Yeah, I don't know if you watch any other YouTubers, but I'm not going to mention a certain YouTuber that does a lot of these things called like Change My Mind because people don't like him. But I watched a couple of his because I like to see these people that come up and see how, educated or involved or whatever you want to call it, they are. And I think they're mostly colleges. So, unless they're there just for that specific reason, I'm pretty sure he's getting a group of people that are, I don't know, not as well versed, I guess. The experience isn't there. But he started off every one of them saying, "Give me a legal reason why they can't do this," by confirming her. And none of them had a legal reason. The ones that thought they did instantly went to, well, it's not right. It doesn't, I believe it doesn't, I believe. And I think this is where the disconnect is. Just like you said, people they don't understand. They're forming opinions on stuff they don't even understand what is happening. That's why she probably reiterated over and over, we don't make laws. It is not my job to decide what the law should be. It's my job to interpret the law. So I think a lot of people, they just want to pick sides and they don't even know what the heck is going on. They don't even understand what this is about. They don't even understand the process.
Well, I think a lot of it's based on, when you say about picking sides, I think a lot of opinions and personal feelings, that's mainly what it is based on the side they're on. I really and truly believe that.
Sure.
Like we said, it was a good chess move by selecting her. It doesn't give, as far as character goes, and things that I read that's against her is always hypothetical, or it's based on conjecture. Well, she's going to do this. There's no substance behind it. And it's always coming from people on the left. I'm sorry to say it.
Right.
That's what it is.
It's just they're turning the driver's wheel. It's their turn behind the wheel right now. So
Yep. And that's one thing I don't like. I don't like. And you know, people think that because she leans towards this side, which is the right, let's just call it what it is. She's being nominated by the president, who's on the right. So all of her decisions are going to be based solely on, you know, what the mainstream Republicans might say they should
Well,
be.
but that's what they're trying to take it as, because
Yeah.
I mean, let's be real, Mike. You have a side too, right? But when you
Oh,
wore a
yeah.
uniform, what did you do? Did you go out there and did you beat somebody over the head because they didn't do your side, or did you follow the law? Did you enforce the law? The law as it's written.
I followed the law.
You better follow the law. But you know, as a police officer, you enforce the law. You know,
Yeah.
even in the military, as long as the order was lawful, you follow the order. Even
Yeah.
if you didn't agree with the whole plan of the whole war, you know, but you followed
Right.
the order. So
Yeah,
just
but if you
because
look
you
at
have a
the
side
yeah,
doesn't mean you don't have the ability to do the job that you're put in the position to do.
exactly. And I think Chief Justice Roberts proved that with the Obamacare Affordable Care Act. That piece that he wrote on that. You know, they were saying it's unconstitutional, and he wrote a nice piece on that. And he just, everybody on the right was like, "Whoa, who appointed this guy?" You know,
Right.
because he went towards, he supported it based on what, the law. You know, so he said, you know, no, you
Well,
guys are wrong.
well, I think Amy brought up a point about that too. She says because there's a point where there's a part in the bill or the law that actually is unconstitutional, but the job is to determine if you can separate that piece and keep the law.
Right, right.
And I think
Yeah,
that's where Roberts was going on that direction, because there were some things in
yeah.
that weren't constitutional, like
Hmm.
charging people for not
Right,
having insurance. So I think
right.
that's where, you know, I guess he proved his impartiality on that, but
Yeah,
that stuff isn't explained. People don't understand that. They
right.
just see the big, you know,
But a lot of people saw it as Chief Justice Roberts. Uh, he was appointed by Bush, so whatever conservatives say, that's where he's gonna lean, you know.
right.
And he just, no, that's not true,
Well, that's what they're
you know.
saying now. And the judicial
Yeah,
system is not supposed to be a political thing. And that's why when you hear all this packing the court crap, which
right.
they just since changed the definition of packing the court. It used to be
Oh,
adding more
really? What did they
justices.
change it to?
It used to be
Right.
adding more justices. Now it means filling
Yeah,
vacancies.
yeah.
When you
You
can't
can't
win,
make it up, man.
just change the rules. You're bound to win sooner or later. Oh my goodness.
That's it.
All
That's
right.
it, man. That's
Let's
it.
how many more days did they have? How many more before they confirm it? Do they have a set number of days or
I
did
thought today was the final day.
you
I
might be
thought today
right.
was the last day.
You might be right. So then I guess the confirmation will
Yeah,
come.
I
They have
think
a
it is.
deliberation and confirmation or something.
Yeah,
Something like that, right?
she's gonna be confirmed. I'm
Yeah,
not.
and I hope
Yeah,
we get it
I'm
over
not even
with so we
thinking
get
about it.
those riots out of the way. Um,
Yeah.
those riots and the kid in what's that town? Montanville. What's that town where the kid crossed the state line with a gun, which he didn't because he didn't get charged with that.
What is this? How do you pronounce his last name, man?
Rittenhouse or something. Written
Rotten,
something.
Rotten
Anyways,
House. Yeah.
you see, well, most of his major charges got dropped because they've got
Yep.
video evidence proving he did not shoot. It was self-defense. So those riots are
Well,
coming.
he did shoot, but it was
But
self-defense.
he did not initiate the shoot. He shot in
Right.
self-defense, right? So those
Yep.
riots are coming. The confirmation riots are coming. What else?
Dude, they're not coming.
Dude, LA, I think there's a basketball team in LA or something that won and they tore up the city. Like, I get it. That happens, I think, every year, a lot of time, but not riots. They just
Yeah.
mess up the whole
Yeah,
city.
but you can't say it's because of this Rittenhouse
No,
guy.
I didn't say that. No, I didn't say that has anything.
Oh,
to do with
that's
it.
good.
I'm calculating the anticipated riots. That's what I'm calculating. How many more
It's
riots
not gonna
till
happen.
election?
It's
So,
not gonna happen. Oh,
they're still happening.
you're saying? Are you saying there's gonna be riots because of the Rittenhouse? A lot of the
Yes.
major charges being dropped.
Yes.
No, it's not.
Well, hope not.
No, it's not.
Hope not.
Nah, the video's already out there. I'm telling you, man.
So is the George Floyd.
It's just
video.
like,
So is the
you know,
Breonna.
remember when we talked
video.
about
So
first
is
week
the-
in the NFL? The NFL, was it? We talked about the NFL, right? First
Uh-huh.
week. And I said it's gonna slowly die out with everything that they're doing now.
Oh, you seen him come out, right?
Remember?
You see him come out and say it? That they're taking all that
Who?
stuff out for next year? What's the name? The bald guy? Looks like the
Yeah.
Crypt Keeper guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should have sent you a text right when I saw that. I was like, yeah, I told him.
Yeah. Well, I didn't think he was going to do it, but you know. So either
Yeah.
way, let's get to our say. Let's pull the pin on this one, and let's get to our segment, namesake of the show. Pull the pin already, where we can just go ahead and freely discuss something that really irritates us. And if you'd like, Mike, you want first, or you want me to take it?
Oh, you take it first. I don't have anything.
Okay. I unfortunately am going to have to go back to my favorite place because I literally experienced this today. I do not understand the one-ply cheap ass toilet paper that some of these companies think they're going to save money on. Because what
Careful.
happens when you have one-ply toilet paper? You use more, dummy. It doesn't, nobody takes two little sheets and says, oh, wow, look, this is effective. They say, this is very thin, so let me take 30 sheets, ball it up, and use it as one piece of toilet paper. So you're not saving money by buying cheap toilet paper. So for all you companies out there think you're saving a bunch of money, please stop and you know, have mercy on my butt. But I did hear an interesting thing, you know. No, I'll say that later. That's probably not even appropriate. Go ahead, Mike. What do you got?
Jim, you do know that they do save money. The company.
Not if I use a whole roll.
Be careful. Do you remember the Lighthouse for the Blind? They had the contract to make the toilet paper. Yes, they do, because if you use the whole roll so quick, then you're gonna buy more, faster and faster.
Right. The company has to buy it.
I'm just telling you.
I don't know what you mean. The company has to spend more money on toilet paper rolls because we're using more of them. If you just give me
You're not
toilet
talking.
paper,
You're talking about like the gas station company, let's say, not the company who makes the toilet paper.
Yes. Yes. I'm talking about people who companies that buy this toilet paper and then put it in their bathroom thinking they're saving money. When really I'm just going to use more of your toilet paper.
Understood. I agree with you.
Thanks. You're confirmed. All right, what do you got?
Oh man, I really don't have anything, but just to, just because of what happened this past weekend, I will say roadside assistance. I really don't see the need for it anymore, because yes, they do provide a service, but when I call you at midnight and the earliest you can get to me is 2:30, and I have my family in the car and we have just a flat tire. Now, once he got there, excellent service, excellent. But to me, it was a waste of money. It cost me 200 or some odd dollars, I think it was, while I was waiting there. Don't ask me what I spent it on. But no, roadside assistance, man, they need more guys out there. They provide a great service, and that's the only thing I say. That I pull the pin on having one guy for a large area in a big city like Waco. That's where we were, and I think they need to have more personnel out there at night to service the community.
What was open at 12 o'clock midnight between that and 2 o'clock that you could spend $200 on with your family?
Oh, at that part, I didn't say the family was with me.
Oh.
I just told them I was going to get help.
Oh, okay. Did it help? Did you get enough help for $200? Awesome. Great. All right, guys, beef up your roadside assistance or stop pretending you're actually roadside assistance.
Beef up the roadside assistance and the
double your toilet paper ply.
No, you might want to triple that.
Triple ply.
Yeah.
Triple ply, and I'll use one sheet, I promise.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. Thanks for joining us here. Pull the pin already. We hope you had as much fun as we did. We hope you come back and join us again. Until then, Godspeed.
And pull the pin.
Thanks for joining us here. Pull the pin already. We hope you had as much fun as we did. If you like what we do, go ahead and hit that like button and share this video with a friend. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell button so you don't miss out on any of our future episodes. But most importantly, leave a comment below. Let us know if you agree or disagree with our opinions. Hope to see you here next time on Pull the Pin Already.